Okay, so you are watching MCTV. I'm Brittany Jelinski, and I'm here with Young Statues.
Hey.
You woke up at 9 a.m. when you stand.
So first and foremost, I want to ask you guys, how would you describe your sound if someone asked you?
It depends. I mean, I guess it's like an alternative indie rock style of music. We try not to be too genre specific because there's so many bands these days, I feel like, that are so embedded in one specific, very closed type of genre that we kind of try to keep our stuff a little more open-ended, a little more variety to our music. So I think it's a little bit harder for us to just pinpoint one specific sound, but I don't know what that's. I'm with them.
So for your songwriting process, can you tell me a little bit about that? Is it, do one specific lyricist, or is it more collaborative?
Yeah, I write the lyrics. Usually I'll come up with something. It varies between how thought out the idea is. Sometimes it's a little bit more thought out, sometimes it's very rough, basic thing, and for this last record, we ended up just making sure we were all in a room together and kind of just playing through it and talking through it and, just kind of conversing. I feel like it's important to talk a lot when you're writing songs instead of, I feel like sometimes people think you're just in a room like jamming and everybody's like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. But I think, I think we did a lot of talking and a lot of conversing about what we wanted to do before we did it. So yeah, it's usually I'll just bring an idea and we go from there.
Pay no mind at all. Leave me in the dark. Say you wanna start again.
So how would you describe the Philly music scene? Like, would you rather play in Philly or New York City?
That's two totally different beasts, I think. Like right now, I think 5 years ago probably New York, but right now Philly.
Yeah,
Philly's
Philly music scene is really,
it's insane
booming right now.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Really great bands and a lot of really awesome venues. I feel like there's more venues than ever.
Yeah,
that are really putting on good shows. So if you're into music and you're in Philadelphia, you're not short of awesome places to go and great shows to see because there's tons of it right now. It's really great.
It's definitely a big destination for touring bands, but then there's a huge underground scene as well that like DIY venues and stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
So that was always a strong part of the scene, but it's still there. It's not getting crushed by like the bigger stuff that comes through as well. So
Yeah, there's
cool. There's room for everyone. It seems like.
Just got off tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that tour?
Great. It was with a band called Gates and Bob Nana, his band is called The City on Film. It was really fun. It wasn't a very long tour, but it was really good. We got to go to some places we haven't been in a while, so it was a fun tour.
It was really cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really cold.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Spend a lot of time touring and around the country and things like that. Do you have any really great tour stories that stick out to you?
Yeah, I can give you one specific one. So we use Priceline a lot to book hotel rooms. So I don't know if anyone's ever used it, but you can do a thing where you name your own price and it's a star rating, and you choose based on the amount of stars is where the price points are. We usually always try to meet in the middle, but we try to stay on the conservative side when we have to get a hotel. So we booked a hotel that was maybe 2.5 stars, and it was in the United States, but it was the day before we were going into Canada. So it was right on the border. But anyway, we drove a few hours to get to this hotel. It's maybe 2 in the morning. And a guy, our friend Mike, who was working with us at the time, him and I got out to go up, because we pulled up to this hotel and it was pitch dark and it was very creepy. Very creepy. We were all
movie status.
just kind of
Ever seen the
frightened.
Games or Psycho?
Yeah, so me and him.
That's no sign. Yes.
Yeah, so somehow Mike and myself end up having to go out there and go up to the front and check in. And we walked up, and it's really weird. There's really strange cars parked. I don't even remember what kind of cars they were.
It was all pickup trucks.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was all huge work pickup trucks.
Yeah, but they were very intimidating. It just something felt
Bad vibes.
weird about. So we went up, and there was a note on the door, and it said, "Take a key, let yourself in one of the rooms, and then I'll come by in the morning and sort out."
Yeah.
So there were keys, and you could
In a
just
box.
go. Yeah, in a box and a
Were
note.
there no keys? There were no keys in the box, right?
I don't think so. I just remember just chills through. So we all kind of decided there's no way we were staying.
I mean, I decided before we boarded.
No
Yeah, so we
sign,
got
that's
in.
insane.
We got in and took off.
Yeah.
That's one of the.
That was the creepiest.
That's one of the
Hands down,
funnier
not been
stories.
here. If we stayed hotel doors or like
exactly.
Yeah,
oh,
there was like an open
there was
room.
like something really weird happening.
We were absolutely being watched that whole time. So it was so freaky.
Yeah.
That was probably the scariest moment of the tour.
Yeah.
The most exciting was when I was there when the band caught fire.
Yeah. That's a story.
All these are terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, that's usually what happens on tour. You get these like really awesome. You don't. I mean, you do remember the really awesome stuff, but the really wild, bonkers, bizarre things that happen are the ones that really stand out. It's always fun.
So you guys definitely live a very exciting life. Is there any
It's
like?
really
Yeah, it's
not that.
debatable.
I-
It's debatable.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I think
But go ahead. For the sake of
gladly
the-
place
yeah.
But is there like a specific moment or maybe like a specific person you met where you just kind of like stopped and you were like, this is really cool. Like I love what's going on right now.
We did a weird Macy's event once, and it was where they filmed the movie Mannequin, which I don't know, maybe I'm just dating myself here, but
That's so interesting.
and it was the 20th anniversary of Mannequin, and it was a Christmas event, and we had to like walk out with Andrew McCarthy, who's also in Weekend at Bernie's, which I grew up loving, and like, you know, we walk up and he turns around and he's like, "Hey guys, you must be the band. I'm Andrew." And I was like, "Ugh, no." And then like I totally geeked out, and towards the end I was like, "Hey, could I get a picture with you?" And he was just like,
I love
"Yeah."
that.
Well, he kind of did, but I could tell that, you know, I guess it was a publicist or something, was just looking at me like, "Come on." And I don't know, I guess, you know, sometimes you get these nervous things that happen, and I didn't know what to say as we're standing and waiting to take the picture, and I was just, I did the classic like, love Weekend at Bernie's. And then I was just like,
Oh,
and
you
just
sound
that,
so
and he was just like, that's when the moment for him went from like, oh, this nice guy, let's take a picture, to like, So yeah, that was cool for me. I don't know about these guys.
Speaking of, I was mentioning listening to REM. I got to meet
Oh, yeah.
Michael Stipe, the singer of REM, when we were in the studio recording, and that was cool for me because I grew up listening to them and my dad playing their albums in the car when I would drive in the car with him, and you know, watched how much my dad liked them, and then to be in the studio and get to meet him and talk to him was kind of a surreal thing because it was just, I grew up with this guy's voice, you know, and his music and their music for pretty much my entire life. So then to be there sitting next to him and talking about music and being there for the purpose of my own music was a really surreal, really cool moment. That's like my favorite thing. We've been fortunate to do a lot of things where we were like, this is why we do what we do. This is why we drive all these hours in the van and why we spend time with each other even though we really don't like each other all that much.
Not at all.
I'm kidding. But yeah.
We're just strangers.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I think some of the cool stuff that we've gotten to do is like meet or play with bands that we've grown up listening to or have known our whole lives. And that's forever going to be awesome because it's like, you know, sometimes you're around in the presence of a band or an artist that you are playing music because of, you know. And it's like,
Yeah,
it's kind of a weird, it's a very humbling moment to be like, this is great because you know, we've been working so hard and now we're on a level where we can kind of meet these people or play a show with them. We've been excited and lucky to be there.
What do you think the future holds in store for you? Like, what do you know, do you have any albums coming up or any shows coming up?
We always have shows and stuff going on. But we're gonna get back in the studio and start writing some songs. We want to be a bit ahead of the curve. I mean, our latest record just came out at the end of October of last year, but I think we all kind of agree that we want to just keep doing stuff and keep creating in the studio, because that's really what we love to do. So we're gonna, you know, need more stories for next time.
wacky
Hear
stories.
more,
Yeah.
more crazy stories.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah, so thank you for tuning in. Again, this is Young Statues. And yeah, so see you around, Marist.
Say it again.